Hello, everybody. So today we are going to go over some of the languaging that comes up in Pilates specific classes. I know there's been feedback over the years where people just don't really understand what certain words mean, and then they interpret the movements in certain ways and are fearful that they could be compromising their body or potentially injuring themselves or just not doing it right. So we're going to call this back to basics. We're going to go over the Pilates languaging to get super clear about what things mean and what the bod should be doing, should, shouldn't. I try to veer away from using shoulds, but to show with alignment cues how to make sure you are getting the best experience for your body today. So let's begin. Core work. Let's be real. Everyone loves some good, deep core work. Pilates is so focused on core alignment. So we'll talk today about neutral and imprint. These two shapes that sometimes, you just hear as a cue and you're like, what is she talking about? So neutral and imprint can be shown in a few different ways. I feel like the easiest way for the eye to understand, for the body to be like, I can do that, is to really see it. So I'm going to exaggerate here. Neutral is allowing the natural curvatures of your body, specifically your spine and your pelvis, to rest on the floor. Typically, because of the curvatures in our spine, we have this little lumbar lower back curve. And then we have another curve that happens at the cervical spine, the back of the neck. So for exaggeration purposes, so you can really see what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you this neutral spine. This little space at the back body. Neutral is a place where the body can totally be at muscular and bony ease. Imprint uses the core and the connection ability we have to the core to eliminate the space at the lumbar spine. So I'll do that again. Neutral, you shift and allow the curvature or the space or a little arc at your back. Sometimes people call it that. And imprint uses the abdominals. That part is key. Uses the strength in your core to eliminate the space at the lower back. We'll do it one more time. Inhale to rock forward into neutral, just this little easy space. And exhale to imprint down. This neutral and imprint is actually core work. So let's go through it with a conscious breath 4 times, and then I'll walk you through a sequence. So you can feel why each placement serves a purpose. So on your inhale next, shift on back into neutral. And the exhale to melt. These words like melting and softening. So you're not just like forcing and jamming your back down. And then glide back, easy languaging. So there's a softness and a wave-like action as you go back and forth to imprint and neutral one more time. This one on the exhale, imprint, and stay in your imprint. So now the core is supporting the shape. So when you start to load bear or weight addition of the legs, the lower back is protected and the core is really the piece that's strengthening, but you want to stay away from any potential tweaks in the lower back. So we're going to stay in this imprint and just walk the legs up one at a time. And check out if you're breathing. Inhale up, exhale down. So the exhale is on exertion. That's kind of the key part of the Pilates breath, is exhale on exertion. So let's add on one leg up and then use the exhale. There's the exertion, there's the work. other leg joins. Inhale down, exhale down. And again, inhale up, we're building. Exhale to lift the other leg. Inhale down and exhale down. Do it again. And notice if your neck is starting to tense. Sometimes with that second leg, there's this like, ugh. Try to release so there's no extra work or tension anywhere else in the body. Adding on even more, right leg up. Exhale the left leg. And then pause, take a breath. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to tap one toe down and pull back up. Exhale, tap one toe and pull back up. And ideally, by now, the core is nice and warm. So you've got this activation by continuing to imprint, moving inward. So the layers of the core are protecting the lower back. And then by weight loading or weight bearing, you've got the legs up off the floor. You're asking the core to do a little more work. And now we're moving the legs, so there's even more work. And you want all of the focus to really be on connecting inward and downward. Okay. Last one, each way. Exhale to tap. Inhale up, and final one, tap. So slide the legs down one at a time, nice and soft. Return the pelvis, the spine back to neutral. Hands interlace behind the head. Keep the elbows nice and wide. So I like to just lift them off the floor so they're in the peripheral gaze. And then nod chin to chest and lift your upper body up without changing the little space at your lower back. And lower down. Let's try that again. So this is key. It's like this is how you really train with discipline and with repetition, with intention and consciousness. This is how you train the muscles to work in their neutrality. So the pelvis is neutral and the ribs are neutral. So you're really just working the musculature instead of doing this curling and crunching in. You want to avoid this. Keep everything open and wide and the pelvis and the spine neutral. And then call back in that Pilates breath. Exhale up, inhale down. Lifting up high enough that the shoulder blades try to curl up off the floor, but lifting up high enough that nothing else changes or is affected in the lower portion of the body. So one more, exhale to lift and hold. Let's try a few pulses. Everybody loves the pulses. Go 8, 7. And pulses are a nice opportunity to see, am I in neutral? Is the pelvis really steady? Can I isolate just the upper body? 2 and 1, hold up. So here's where we're going to review. Take a breath in and use your exhale to imprint now. An intentional breath to imprint and go back to neutral. See if you can isolate this just to the core as you imprint without squeezing the glutes and back to neutral. I hope y'all can see this. Exhale to imprint. Starting to feel real beautiful fire building internally through the system of the core. Last one. Exhale. Now on the exhale, lift even higher and we'll add these toe taps and lower head and neck down. So now you're in imprint and we're lifting upper body and lower body together, really building a beautiful connection through the layers of the core. Okay, one more each leg and then we'll add on. Exhale to lift. Lift a little higher, imprint a little deeper, float the other leg to join, and tap one toe at a time. Notice where the elbows are at, where the neck is at. Make sure you're really holding and supporting the skull. Check the breath. Exhale on exertion. Right there. One more piece. Add your head and neck. Down. and lift. Maintain the imprint the entire time. So you're gluing and you're connecting down. And check where the exhale can happen. Exertion's kind of everywhere now, so if it feels better to exhale here, you go for it. 4 more. 3 more. This should be satisfying by now. 2. Now last one. Hold at the top, pause at the top, lift a little higher. We'll finish with pulses. 8, 7, elbows wide, core is in, little pulses, nothing else moving. 3, 2, hold 1, take a breath in. Lower the head and neck down. Lower one leg at a time and then stretch. The arms and legs. Beautiful job. Bend the knees in, give a little rock and roll for your back. And then roll on over to one side and help yourself up. I always love this little moment of recognition and gratitude. Just sit and feel the body buzz and the hum within. Give yourself a mindful body scan, that valuable pathway to embodied presence. Some nice little tips and tricks from the pro, how neutral and imprint work and how you can utilize them to keep deepening and strengthening your body, your practice. Thank you for joining today. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.